Hello, it's Tom Smith here, and I just wanted to give an update video on the Legends Cinematic Universe, since it's been about a year since I did my last one, and some things have changed. And I'll probably end up doing this once a year, around the beginning of the year, sometime in January, every year, just to give people kind of an update of what's been going on and how things have changed, in case you're not been following along in any other videos or postings that have been around. So, in brief, in case you're not aware, the Legends Cinematic Universe is a cinematic universe in which a bunch of us YouTubers who have made spy and special forces films have kind of combined all of our universes into one gigantic universe. It all began as separate universes, beginning with 2005's Now or Never, which was the very first Philip Creek film. But it wasn't until 2011 in The Lost Scene 2 at the very end, when there was a document that the hero was looking at that had the name Vin in it, that there was the very first idea of a crossover, as Vin was part of his own film series. And in fact, The Lost Scene 3 was going to be the first time there was going to be a crossover film. It ended up not happening, but the idea remained, and in 2013 I pitched the idea of the Legends Cinematic Universe, which would end up leading into a crossover audio drama called The Legends. The original roster was 7 of us. It was myself as Edward Niven from the Lost Scene series, Philip Creek from the Agent 07 series, Vin from the Vin series. At that time there was going to be multiple films. There was Sam Beckham, played by Griffin Stover, from the Range films. There was Aldo Nilsson as William Tyler from the Blunt Dignity films. There was Luke Richard as Ian Private Eye series. And there was Jacob Epperson as Thomas Lund in the Thomas Lund films. And those 7 was going to be the original roster, and that's what it was going to be. But around 2014, 2015, the whole project had basically been scrapped, as Lost Scene 4 couldn't get any traction, and a bunch of the characters were being retired. Griffin Stover had stopped making the Range films. The Zeke Boys had stopped Vin. Aldo Nilsson was focusing on music, so no more William Tyler, no more Blunt Dignity films. And even Luke Richard wasn't going to make a season 3 of the Private Eye series. So, and then there was also the retirement basically of Philip Creek at the end of Shadows of the Past, where they said maybe one day they'd come back to the series, but for the most part that character was gone. So pretty much like the Legends Cinematic Universe was just an idea that would never be fully realized. Until 2018, when I started discussing it a little bit with some of the people that had been part of it, because I was about to come back and start making more Lost Scene movies, and come back with the Lost Scene 4 choices. This got everyone interested, and so we discussed it a little bit, and I even invited Tony Cole to bring in his character of Jack Stone into the series. And this seemed to work pretty well with everyone. We also realized, because Thomas Lund character had appeared in the Clank film Red Mosaic, that now Clank would exist inside the universe. So we added Clank to the roster as well. So now we were up to 9 heroes, 4 of them being officially retired and probably not ever going to appear in the series again outside of a mention or a picture, or maybe a brief cameo at best. But there were still 5 of us who were very active in possibly appearing in this story. And so we developed the whole timeline. We finally worked out the dates and figured out what order all the films come in and what series. I just went through and just figured out all everyone's series, when they all came out. So I created 3 different images that would kind of show the development of the Legends Cinematic Universe, divided by series, shown in release order, and then shown in timeline order within the universe itself. And this is all leading up to the Legends. And then in 2019, beginning of this year, we decided to add the character of Sean Deakins from Lost Scene 4 and the film Chess to be part of the Legends Cinematic Universe's main roster of heroes. So he's now the 10th member, Michael Woodward's Sean Deakins, making the Lost Scene series to be the first series to have two heroes within it, because the character of Edward Niven did not play a major role in either Chess or the Lost Scene 4. So we finally put it up to a vote and finally decided on adding him in. Can this happen with any of the other series? Absolutely. If there was a character that rose up, let's say if William Hunt had risen up to more prominence in the Thomas Lund series and had actually led some of the series in that universe, we might have considered adding him into the roster. And there's potential for another character I will not disclose at this time until they've released more information about that project publicly. There might end up being an 11th character added to the roster of heroes that does belong inside someone else's series, making that series have two heroes as well. So currently, what has happened since the announcements, we've had several films come out within this universe's movies. We had, at the time when I finally discovered that we were going to reintroduce the Legends Cinematic Universe, we were only up to Rogue Albion had come out, Jack Stone's sixth adventure. Thomas Lund 5, Brothers of Blood came out, and we decided to have a little crossover with Niven from the Lost Scene series inside that film, which was important. Then came the ultimate film for the Legends Cinematic Universe at this time, between Stone and a Clank space, which was literally having Jack Stone and Clank inside a short film together, which was great. The Lost Scene 4 Choices then came out, which had a bunch of references to the various Legends Cinematic Universe characters, and finally brought in the entire universe. So all 9 series have now officially been added together as pictures exist and names have been mentioned. And then finally, Jack Stone Diamond Cutter came out at the end of the 2018, which now leads us to the next films that are upcoming. The Lost Scene 5 Retribution is set to come out in early 2019, which will definitely set up a lot of the stage for the Legends story-wise. Amp Corp announced they were making Philip Krieg 21, the 21st Philip Krieg adventure, which will bring back that character, which is great. And then there'll be Jack Stone, End of the Line, which will continue the story from where Diamond Cutter left off, which will help lead into the Legends. And then 2 more films that are preparing to come out are a little more interesting, as The Lost Scene 6 Redemption and Clank Dreadbullet are both post-Legends films that'll be coming out. They'll actually be films that will be set after the events of the Legends. So that will be quite interesting to have. In the end, this is quite a universe. We're currently writing the Legends. We've written actually out a timeline of events to kind of use as a guide for future films within this universe to make sure we don't have any issues with continuity. I recently did a marathon of all the films, as much as I could watch them. I have seen the films that are no longer available. I have seen them, so now I have actually seen every film within this universe. And we were able to compile the timeline and work closely together to make sure it all fits. And now we have currently set up what we want to do with the story, and now we're currently writing the script and hope to have it finished before the end of February. And actually begin to start working on getting it all put together and releasing it sometime before the end of 2019. So that is where we currently stand with the Legends. It's quite a universe we've built, and it's a lot of characters and a lot of films, and we really hope it'll continue to grow. That is something else I wanted to mention. If you know someone who has a character who would fit inside this universe, you're always welcome to talk about being possibly added into this universe, as we do want the roster to keep growing so that when these characters retire, other characters will still be there. As we've already stated, 4 of them officially retired, with potential more being ready to retire before you know it. And I don't want this universe to fully end. I want it to keep going. And will there possibly be a Legends 2, 3? Possibly. This can keep going as long as we want it to. So I just wanted to mention that. So you're always welcome to audition to try to get inside this, added to the roster. That was always fun. We can always talk and see if we can add you in. It's pretty easy. You mostly just have to have the film spy character who would fit inside this universe, and pretty much if we like it, we'll add it in, we'll discuss it briefly, and then you're in. It's not really that difficult. I mean, I literally added Paulie and Tony in pretty quickly a year ago. It was pretty quick and easy, and they've become really lead players within this universe, and I couldn't be happier about that. And just building this universe has been great for the whole league of international filmmakers, I think, and I'm very excited to see where this universe keeps going, keeps building, keeps growing. And don't forget to also check out our Facebook page we do have, which will always have little updates and stuff attached to it. Link is in the description below. And I look forward to being able to update this in a year and be able to talk about the films that came out, especially the Legends itself, and talk about what the plans are for the post-Legends films and where the universe is going to go from there. So check out the playlist that's on my channel. It has all the films in the chronological order of when they fit in the timeline. And take care and have a good day and enjoy the Legends Cinematic Universe.